Hello, old audience. On the new radio station. We bring it to you today. It's a full story. It's called The Spring. I invite you to listen. Next to Germany door latch. Sighing after a stressful day of work. German 8 years old. Graduated from a good construction university, then applied to work in a real estate company. Medium range, specializing in coastal resort tourism projects. German work. I often have to check on the progress of projects, as well as a new location survey. For Germany, it's interesting to go here and there. The money is also relatively good, but what Germany hates the most is the tough old boss. Each time a report is sent, it's like fixing this place and fixing that place. That even though Germany has done almost everything perfectly, 3 times Germany was going to move to another company. But what kept Germany in the company was Lan, accounting staff of the company. This year, 6-year-old BA is separated, living with 3 children, in a luxury apartment in District 2. Lan husband is a big business owner, so every month, they're full. Lan applied to become an accountant for less boring life. There is also time for you. 2 years ago, Lan to be this company. Germany and Poland see each other as sisters. Every time you take the bill back to settle, Lan all makes Germany very fast. So sisters sometimes go to dinner together. I've been working less recently. The relationship between the 2 sisters is growing. Germany does not want to leave the company. Step out of the office, take a long breath, and carve out the tongue to make beer bottles. Then find a peach to relieve stress. Let it relieve stress. Tomorrow is Saturday anyway. Going to the hotel alone is boring. So Germany flew straight to the restaurant, where every time the stress comes. After ordering, a message arrived. Is the Lan message? Is Germany doing something for dinner? My kids are traveling today. With my grandparents. Just when you're stressed at work. Germany responded immediately. I'm preparing to be alone at the guava tree. You are free to come here and eat, I invite you. Just finished ordering. Wait for me 12 minutes. Lan replied that she was choosing more. Then Germany heard the smell of water. Gold in the wind. Keep your head up. I saw Lan wearing a black dress. The same tight pink shirt. Does it have to be so beautiful to eat? I have to prepare a little on the way. I am looking for German answers. And pull the chair down across from you. The 2 sisters ate and drank Lysai beer. Talk about work pressures. Talk about their boss. Mrs. Moon is 4 to 7 years old this year. The company was also initially large, but after the couple left each other, Mrs. Moon took over the real estate network. Her husband and 2 children moved to the United States and business there. After she left her husband, Mrs. But the pay is usually good for the staff. So no one left. Lai Rai cloth chai then Lan ivory drunk. Why do you drink so much? I've never seen you drink anything. Drink to sleep, baby. We're off tomorrow anyway. The kids don't have a home. Or I've been singing with you for a long time. Sing him some beer and come back. That's a good idea. I haven't sung in a long time. Lan agreed to call Germany to pay and prepare to sing. Then I remembered RA. If you are drunk, can you drive? Can you take a taxi to Germany and wait for me? Lan gently replied. Germany thought in her stomach, I'm sure I'll be able to eat Lan tonight. Answer immediately. Let me wait if you don't mind. What are you and I afraid of? The two sisters drove each other through the bar. Karaoke on Nam Van Sao Street. The smell of sparkling water along with the smell of beer from Lan. It makes Germany feel hot. Everything seems to rise. Germany tried to stop talking to Lan for a while. Go to the bar. Friday night should be the entire room. There's a single round on the 4th floor. Germany likes Lan and knows Lan also sympathizes with me. But to be sure tonight can get Lan. Take advantage of Lan check-in to the toilet. Germany sprayed some water. There's a little something stimulating. Inherently, it's a night to go with the girls in the bar. Every time we go out like that, Germany used to spray this on people. It feels stronger. When Lan is not in, Germany gave you 500,000 to serve and reminded. If you don't call in private, don't come in. The waiter said thank you and withdrew. I didn't forget to message. Call me if you have anything. Lan returned to the singing ring after washing his face awake. Duke opened the beer bottle and asked Lan, "Would you like a soft drink or a beer?" "Have a beer and sing for fun." Lan replied to the two sisters who were singing and drinking beer. Once upon a time, Lan felt fluttered inside. Since separation from husband, Lan hardly thinks about it. Maybe after the 3rd baby. Lan is no longer interested. Because Lan's husband has a boyfriend outside. I think it must be because I drink a lot. I don't know. It's because Germany used a special flower water. German clicked the song Sweetness Lips. Then invite Lan to sing the song CA. Duke just sang and gave Lan an invitation to dance. Drunk Ivory. So Lan agreed to sing and walk with Germany. I know that the water has worked, and I pretend to put my hands behind my back. Lan startled a little resistance. But without, understand why I don't listen to myself. Weak resistance. Germany is gaining momentum to lightly ferry into Thailand. Make Lan use me suddenly. In the unconscious, I knew the fish had just finished the song. Germany is in love right now. Just say it like that. Let Germany do whatever it wants. At this point, Lan has no idea anymore. She let herself drift by the source of her emotions. It's been a long time since Lan's gone crazy. In this moment, she forgot everything. Lan just wants to be rushed into the man next door. Not miss the opportunity. The Germans just sipped their prey. Germany, stop kidding. Lan goes crazy and help Lan. What, please? What did Lan say? It's too late for Germany to bring Lan back. The German said. Lan nodded and replied. Is it okay for Germany to stay at home tonight? Alone, Lan afraid. Germany knew it was just an excuse, but it was foolish to refuse. The two sisters paid the money and Germany waited for Lan to come home. Back to the Lan. German surprise. I didn't expect Lan to live in such a high-class place. Germany has always thought. It is a normal apartment. Just like any other apartment. With eyes wide open, I heard the sound of Lan. Germany, wait a little, Lan, to take a shower. Don't let Germany take a shower with you. The German quickly laughed and replied unhappily. Lan timidly replied as if tacitly agreed. Wide and luxurious Lan home bathroom. With the highlight being a very large bathtub. 2 adult soaked still sea wide. The bathroom door is closed. Lan has 2 pink cheeks. Like a bride on her first day at her husband's house. You can take a shower for each other. It's like the newlyweds. Father, what is this that makes people lose their sense? AI called Lan so beautiful that Germany could not help it. Germany laughed and replied, Both of you, no one says a word to anyone. You two seem to understand each other. Lan, my daughter is already beautiful as a picture. No different than a girl. It's unsanitary to go into the room here. The sun came up and shone every sun through the window. Waking up after a deep sleep, Lan opened her eyes to Germany. They both looked at each other laughing and didn't say a word. You lie there for 15 minutes and you both wake up. I have a dinner date with my friends this morning. Let's go to the wedding. Germany also needs to prepare to fly to Da Nang tomorrow. Survey of the company's project. We both went to breakfast together. They broke up like a newly married couple. Lan did not forget to simplify Germany carefully, then she broke up. Germany goes to a date with her friends. Germany returned to the hotel room and packed her bags. Then sleep until the afternoon. I woke up to a Lan message. What are you doing? Miss you so much. Germany deceives Lan messages. Then I remembered the laptop. I forgot about the company. So Germany washes her face through a loudspeaker. And then he'd get dressed and run up to the office to get his computer. Just arrived at the company gate. Germany saw the director's car. Is parked in front of the door. It's working now. It's hard, but it's hard. German thought for a moment and headed to the guard room. Say hello to Uncle Khan for an hour. Uncle Khan is single. I'm 5.5 years old this year. I've been protecting the company for a long time. At noon, Germans sit in the guard room and drink tea. And wind with you. So you two are very close. I can't see Uncle Khan. So Germany thought I'd go to the bathroom. Germany goes to work. I went up to the director's office to say hello to Mrs. Near the director's office, the door was open. Is there a noise in the room? The woman's voice. But I'm used to it. No one else is the voice of Mrs. Germany startled and stopped. And then I'll pry a little closer and look at it. Mrs. Moon is lying on her back on the director's table. The other is Uncle Khan. Oh, Brother Khan. The German decided to jump in his head. Take out your phone and come back to this. Back in about 2 minutes. Then it breaks off. Go back to your room and get your computer. Take the car out of the gate. Start the engine straight home. When you get to Germany, open the phone. My uncle is old. But it's muscular shape and especially. Generally, it's your stuff. Probably more than Germany. And Mrs. Moon is like a guess. Although 50 years old, but she still looks like a 20-year-old girl. Many times Germany wanted to do the same. Let Mrs. Moon have to beg. In this way, Germany is somewhat comforting. Because how many times she kept torturing Sai told Germany. Germany cut out some unrelated paragraphs. Then put the phone to bed early. Because tomorrow's 6 o'clock flight. At 12 noon the next day, Germany arrived in Da Nang. Check-in the hotel finished. Germany enlisted to stop by the review. To work with the contractor tomorrow. After that, Germany texted the landress. Today the land's traveling back. I can't keep texting Germany. I pressed the phone for a while and Germany fell asleep. The next morning Germany came to work, and work with contractors. Like always. The construction progress is stable. Germany collected 10 material documents, as well as holding the construction desk of the cafe. Near the hotel, open the laptop to work. Germany sent a preliminary report to MS. Then send a photo of the building. Don't forget to bring the 6. That Germany turned on Saturday night. Press the button to finish the German field gently. Put on a smile and stand up. Stopped back to the hotel. Back to the hotel. German washed and soaked in cool water. Just turn on the phone and send a text message. What are you doing? Miss you so much. But now the boss Noyet is not happy. The German was sure that Mrs. Noyet had read the email he sent her, smiling and replying to random messages with Lan. Lan appointment is going to eat this Saturday night. Soak the water for a while and your mind is comfortable. Germany stood up and changed. We walked along the road outside the hotel. Find a quiet cafe. Germany sits in a corner and sipping the cake and the hot coffee. This season is cold. It's different from the heat of Saigon. It should make people's minds comfortable. Germany lit a cigarette to kill a breath. Wrong in my head. Items that need to be re-examined of the project. To continue working with the contractor tomorrow. In addition to the demand, it's very high. Germany is a very caring person, and be competent at work. Lately, there are also some suggestions from other companies. But Germany is still undecided. There's another Lan case. Germany must have been at this company for a long time. I looked at the clock at 9 o'clock. Germany stood up and charged and walked back to the hotel. The street, man. Sometimes there are young people waiting for each other on the street. Laughter makes Germany feel warm too. Back to the hotel, Duke dropped himself on the mattress and looked at the ceiling thinking about nothing. When I tried to text Lan, my eyes closed. Germany got up and went to the toilet to brush her teeth and wash her face, then go to bed. Then suddenly there was the doorbell. Now the staff is disturbing. I don't know what's going on. Germany thought and opened the door. Just opened the door to Germany. The front door is not the hotel staff. It's someone the Germans didn't expect. Mrs. Moon, just a few seconds. The German quickly redefined himself and gave an old smile. Where is Miss Moon going? Mrs. Moon smiled and replied. I went on a business trip to check out the project. Where to report your smile, there are many ambiguities. It's still the usual way of talking. I'll be in the next room to say hi for an hour. Let me stand right here. He changed his voice and asked Germany. Germany has not considered the case that Mrs. Moon flew out here. So there's a surprise. He opened the door and invited her into the room. Wait for me to brush my teeth and wash my face. I laughed and walked into the German room. German quickly went to the bathroom and closed the door. Face wash looking in the mirror. Germany is thinking about what to do next. Suddenly I saw my water bottle. To him, he thought it was a miracle drug. How many times have I saved him? I was going to use it tomorrow night. But the idea flashed in my head. German grabbed a water bottle and sprayed it on his neck. Then calmed down. Brushing your teeth as usual. After brushing his teeth, Germany walked out. Pretend nothing happened. He pulled the chair parallel to her and pretended to ask. I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. You have to come out here in person. Moon left the phone cool. Smirking mouth. Then turned the phone screen to Germany. This is probably not because I accidentally laughed, right? Germany was going to play horse cards, so she laughed back. I didn't really mean it, but you're beautiful. Because there's a magic flower on you. So he's very confident. Just a little more. The old woman will surely belong to him. The moon blushed and said, You are old and after all, they are people in the company. I have no intention of doing anything. Does it affect the reputation of the company? Look at Moon's face. Germany knows that whatever comes will come. Germany laughed and replied. I also want to be like Uncle Khan. The moon startled and asked. Are you going to fuck me? Normally German was a handsome tall man. The young woman had a little bit of appetite. But now there's the smell of water. It makes you feel out of control. I know the fish bit. Germany stood up and stood next to her. Then he looked directly into Mrs. It is not God who loves you. He breathed quickly and looked into Germany's eyes. Be a mobile form. Germany is done here. Mrs. Moon is like a grave. Because the care was so intense. And German virtuosity. Mrs. Moon's eyes were upside down that night, who's jerking off like a seizure. Open your eyes, the clock is ticking at 8 a.m. On the German table left a piece of paper with some words. I'll go ahead and have breakfast and rest early. She smiled and thought about Germany. I don't know if what I'm doing is right or wrong. But last night's emotions were real. She never achieved it in the past. Mrs. Moon thought that and left her feelings to herself. I'm still confused about last night. The sheets are all poor. She took a shower and hung a cleaning board outside the door. Take a taxi to the airport. Don't forget to send a message to Germany. I'm back in Saigon. Work carefully and come back to me. She returned to Saigon. The crew continued their work as always. She is considering taking him as her own driver. It's as good for work as it is for Kia. Now there is more Germany. So she's wondering. I plan to meet Germany this weekend. As for Germany after the storm with Mrs. I also think about. I invite you to come with me for fun. Germany has a plan in mind. He focused on getting the job done. There are 2 women in Saigon waiting for him. Finished work in Da Nang. Germany back to Saigon. Please leave Friday to date Lan. Lan is busy on weekends. Germany also promised to meet Moon on Saturday. Not seen in a week. It's like turning into someone else. Just met Germany, Lan rushed into devouring. It's like an animal that's been hungry for a long time. Germany also remembers Lan. They spent 2 hours together. Let go of the memory. I miss you so much. For a few days on business, my mind is thinking about you. I'm on a business trip, maybe you will be there that day. Germany hears that. Pretend it's just Lan. It's impossible for him to miss something that smells good. It is so clean and precious. For a while, Lan had to pick me up. Germany quickly parted Lan in attachment. Then take the car to the company. Waiting for everyone to return, Germany enters the guard room. Give Mr. Khan some fruit and talk about nothing. Khan doesn't know anything. Still making tea to invite Germany to drink. Then the 2 of you talked. Are you free this Sunday? I invite you for a drink? Yes, it's free. I'll change the CA tomorrow afternoon. So let me offer you some delicious delicacies. Duk blinked and laughed at Khan. Khan also vaguely understood. He laughed and said to Germany. You know a lot of good food. The 2 of you said, please let me go. Back to the German house again texted Cho Noyet and Lan. Both are now conquered by Germany. So always in a state of remembering to look forward. Germany feels like it has a feeling. Is the sovereign. The boss of the game. In his mind, he kept thinking about new games. Soon, there will be even Mr. Khan attending. Saturday afternoon, Duk washed up and took a taxi to Noyet's house. Mrs. Moon lived in a separate villa in District 9. Large land. The neighbors are all people with money. So they live very quietly. Strong AI home lives. He stood in front of the doorbell and waited. Moments after the gate opened, Mrs. Moon stood behind the gate laughing and said, Why don't you come in and stand there? I thought the maid opened the door. Germany was startled to answer and walk in and close the door. Mrs. Noyet has gone to Germany as well. Do you live alone or do you come back to me? People are very suspicious. Germany laughed and replied, when the door is closed, Germany is like a hungry man. What a hurry. Let's give people a break. I remember too much. Remember what to do? She asked back to Germany. Germany did not respond but acted instead. I know your hand tonight. After an hour, Mrs. Come to Taiduk and whisper. Every time I wet everyone. Mrs. Moon poked her answer card and turned to ask Germany again. Is Germany jealous of you? The intention was to invite Mr. It should be Germany. I'm not jealous of people coming here. Moon startled. She hadn't thought of such a scene at the same time. Fake short innocent answer. You two can't stand it. The German knew that the Moon seemed curious and took the initiative to come. If you like it, let me arrange it. The first day I was going to be a driver. Embarrassed, but not through the eyes. Just tease people. It's also an implicit agreement. Let me stay strong tonight. Tomorrow, I have an appointment with Khan. On Sunday afternoon, Germany met Mr. Khan through a familiar karaoke bar. My two uncles just took Ra's beer, and the two peaches just arrived. My husband and I quickly came in. Then pop a beer to help Khan. I don't know what Germany said. What's so cowardly? Just relax. From now on, I still need you a lot. After an hour passed, the two of you were excited to leave. Don't forget to meet the two of you next time. My two uncles broke up and went home. I went home thinking about the day with my wife. Wednesday afternoon at a hotel in Bintan. Lan lies like a good cat next to Germany. Today Lan excuse is not good health, so please rest. Germany is going to work tomorrow, so please leave early. The two of you just met and rushed into this hotel. Does Germany love you? Replied Germany with a smile. Of course there is. From the day I came to you, I feel like a different person. Germany did not respond immediately. That's it, because you broke me. After finishing both showers, check out of the hotel. Germany on preparing to fly to Nha Trang. The next day in Nha Trang, Germany started with work again. Construction progress is still good, but some items are capitalized. Compared to the initial estimate, Germany also has no free time. After dinner with the contractor, Germany is tired of the hotel. When did Germany sleep after washing? I woke up after midnight. Germany picked up the phone. Then I saw a message from Moon and Lan. Lan is still the same, a sweet message from someone in love. Germany replied indiscriminately. I thought about Moon's message. What are you doing? Tomorrow, I said Mr. Khan is waiting for me to visit Nha Trang. Germany thought about the Moon, unexpected behind a difficult boss. You're such an easy person. He smiled and answered the message immediately. You and Mr. Khan go leisurely. I finished the job early. You and Mr. Khan observe me. Finished texting, he dropped the phone and fell asleep. A new day begins in the land of Nha Trang. German warm sun just sipped a cup of coffee. Just trying to get the job done. Part of it is being responsible for the job. The rest is due tonight. He has bigger work to do. It was almost noon when the Moon's message arrived. You and Mr. Khan have just come to Phan Thiet and the hotel. Do you have the liver? Germany grinned and replied. Work is like a mountain. I need you to deal with it tonight. Near the end of the afternoon, Mrs. Monthly Russia preliminary report as well as greeting the contractor. Then we went to eat at a restaurant on Tran Phu Street. People eat and talk happily. Drink a few bottles. Then the BA gets to the point. This morning at the hotel, Mrs. Moon also told Mr. Khan about between me and Germany. At this point, they all looked at each other and laughed. From there, they started to weave stories that the listener also feels frayed. Then Germany called the BA together to charge the hotel. Go to the hotel room. I want to go to the bathroom and clean up. It was stopped by Germany. This guy is in a hurry. He laughed and teased Germany. So tonight we're going to check out this project. I miss you. The two-faced woman laughed and said, I'll deduct the salary for 2 people who don't do well. Germany did not respond immediately. Is there a reward for exceeding the target? Moon said nothing. I can only enjoy between 2 people, young and old. After that night, Noyet had to fly back to Saigon. And Mr. Khan drove Duc Ra Da Nang to work. It's both convenient and convenient. A reward for the 2 best employees in the company. Out to Da Nang, Khan released Duc at the resort that the company just acquired is undergoing renovations. Take the car to wash. Try to meet some friends. He also told Mr. Khan because you don't have to move much. Sitting at work in the resort lobby. Then I heard the smell. Suspect face up. Germany suddenly saw a tall woman with a round BA. According to Germany, he'll give it a 10. The woman grinned at Germany. Both my cheeks turned slightly and said, Hi, I'm the manager here. Germany took a look and laughed. Say hello to Lin. And then exchange the renovation work here. Lin was about 40 years old when she was the manager of this resort. After changing hands, I continued to work here. So the thing about this resort. The theory of Min Cho Germany is very fast. Germany is listening carefully. Sometimes I look at the 10-point round. They both just talk about work. And back to what they're doing. Germany is working and thinking in her mind. If only she had been good. I think so, but I don't want to. Anyway, Germany has no shortage of that now. When you're sandwiched between 2 women, it's Moon and Lan. The next day in Da Nang, Germany has a working appointment with the house contractor for resort renovation project. Sitting at the drawing table on the computer. Then someone tapped the German shoulder from behind. When I turned around, it was Japan. Best friend in college. It is not right to call the body, because Japan was Germany's student friend. The Japanese were the ones who taught Germany the tricks. And then the tricks for women. Follow the cycle of life and work. So we both went for a while without seeing each other. Japan now also makes a public construction company in Saigon. This trip to Da Nang to supervise this project. You haven't seen him for a long time. So we're both working and talking. Until the sun goes out, we drink. I was going to invite you to go with me. But I'm going now. I saw Khan sleeping on the couch. On the German floor, let him sleep. Then you 2 call a taxi. Have a few bottles together. Then the Japanese started to change the subject to girls. Different from Germany. Due to many business trips, Japan is not married. But the Japanese love story. It's longer than the project report. Will you come with me tonight? Japan laughed and asked Germany. Germany shook her head and said to Japan, You guys are dangerous now. Not being careful is like playing. He laughed and told Germany, Don't worry, it's not nonsense. I'll give you a surprise tonight. I thought it was vegetarian in Saigon. Who expected the goat basket friend? Germany is also excited, so what to be afraid of without breathing? 2 people pay the money. Back to the hotel where Japan is. It's right next to the German company building. Japan tells Germany to wait in the bathroom. Wait for the sign. The hotel door opened. A woman walked in. Broke from the bathroom, peering away. Then suddenly startled. The manager of the resort is a surprise. Germany thought in her mind. He entered Japan like a hungry animal. I'm still wearing the whole suit. After 10 minutes, I saw Japan waving my hand. Germany stepped out and replaced Japan. Lynn doesn't know anything yet. I know now that the spirit is no longer aware. Where is Germany and where is Germany? By the time the spirit discovered it, the rice was cooked. Rice should be accepted. After a surprise greeting from two men, Germany had a chance to talk softly with Lynn. It turns out that 05 is now 4 years old and the wife of a big official. Her son went to general school abroad. Her husband and wife on the outside are the role models of the family. Very happy, but you've actually been in the same family for a long time. But no longer looks at the pillow. Lynn's husband often goes to work. They are also outside. But because of her family's reputation, she turned a blind eye. After a long time he ate tea, she ate me. Before meeting Japan, Lynn also knows some young men. Go away for a while, no longer interested. Recently, she suddenly returned. I felt a lot of desire to rise up. That's when Japan appeared. When I started this project with my experience. Japan is not difficult to catch waves with women. Named Lynn with just over a week RA with this project. Japan has taken Lynn to 9 clouds. 10 floors of wind. Today is also a night where my husband is working. But as usual, Lynn will spend the night with Japan and go to work the next morning. Every time like that, Japan has to repeat 2 to 3 times to get enough. But tonight is different. I woke up after a long sleep to the sound of Japanese snoring. German eyes for love. Then look over at the guy who's snoring well. Spirit is no longer there. My guess is that Lynn got up early to take a shower and change her clothes, then go to work. To get up early in the morning, see if you can get any more food. I was too tired to sleep last night. In the heart of Germany, I still feel sorry. Then the two of them lay and talked about spirits. By the way, no matter when you get back to Saigon, then contact Germany. And then 2 washers ran through the project. I went to see Khan washing his car. Germany just lied to you. I was too drunk last night to sleep in Japan. Mr. Khan pulled the German hand. Can Germany come back today? There is nothing left of work. But Germany still wants to stay tonight with Lynn. But look at this face, it's Khan. Then math is something. So he arranged to welcome Lynn and left. The other 2 also think. Let's play another game tonight or SAO that seems fun. I was surprised that Germany was in such a hurry. Lil after last night's fight. Her hands and feet are moving. Khan's throat for an hour. German wife asks about health, but all 3 laughed out loud. We broke up there. On the bus back with Khan. Only Germany knows. It's your son's birthday tomorrow. So you came home early. He was alone, so he invited Germany back. Germany is going to have fun tonight. But I hear you talking like that. It's all so fun. Both of you are on vacation. Come back to Saigon late at night. Germany put 1 million in the envelope for Mr. Khan. Make a birthday present for me. Then the 2 broke up. Since that trip, Germany and Khan once or twice a week. To Mrs. Noyette's house. Sometimes Mrs. Noyette even invited Germany to leave. I like the romance of the young man. In addition to Germany, there is also a Lan. Since being trained in Germany, Lan has more and more tricks. I often watch movies to learn. To Finland after gaining a lot of knowledge. Every time Germany half-joked, Lan responded, "I dare you." Then giggled. That night Germany asked to spend the night with Lan, so Lan had to send me back to my grandparents. You two meet Japan at a barbecue by the river. Two people arrive. Since when has Japan been waiting there? All three greet each other, and we'd sit and eat and talk and have fun. Germany introduced with Lan, "This is my 7-year-old best friend." 3 people just ate. We talk about all sorts of things in the world. But I didn't say anything about the dark matter. When going to the bathroom, Germany sprayed water on me. His stuff hasn't been used in a long time. Even if you know that Lan will suffer, but to make Lan easier, he's got to use this thing again. Let's make tonight's fun a little brighter. Lie for another 2 hours. Germany invited the goats and the Japanese came home for a drink. By mini supermarket. Buy some bait and drink and everyone goes home together. Lan does not know whether accidentally or intentionally that Lan finished washing. I wear a thin dress. It's different from inviting people. I'm sure you agree with this one. Germany thought in her stomach, I'm still watching TV6. Just had a little chat. German sitting next to Lan pretending to be drunk. It's amazing that you have Japan here. The Japanese didn't say anything, just looked at them and laughed. Lan shows no signs of irritation. No matter what, Japan is my best friend. Have fun with Japan tonight. It's not okay. It's embarrassing. You are so beautiful. I have heard a lot about you from Germany. Don't reject me tonight. The dawn rises behind the trees. Every sun's shining through the window, with the birds chirping in the garden. At the villa in District 2, there's a middle-aged woman who's falling asleep. Put your head in the young man. No other than Germany and Germany. Khan has work to go home today. So there's only 2 people. Enjoy a relaxing morning together. It's like a newly married couple. Since the war with Japan, Lan is much braver. Japan returns to Da Nang, leaving Germany with 2 Kia women. Sometimes Germany has to make a schedule. Then do it for both sides. It's been a great weekend. When Lan is busy outside, Germany can take care of it. Old lover. He lay next to Germany and sighed for an hour. I haven't said that lately. Germany knows for sure. Moon is having a conversation. What's wrong with you, boss? She was silent for a moment and then said, the company has been struggling financially in Germany lately. I said, the Moon breathed as if it were a bit of a confessional. The company is well on its way. But recently the acquisition of projects and renovations. We're running out of money. The reason is because the bank has not yet approved the loan. Germany is not very financially proficient, so ask. So now there's no way, baby. Yes, I don't know if it can be done. Moon hesitated to answer. Does Moon need your help? Whatever you can do, I will help. Or even you can work without pay. You're too stupid to work without pay. She laughed and hugged quietly for a long time. He whispered his plan to Germany. It's like being afraid of the AI hearing it. After listening to Germany, eyes wide open, half news, half doubt. Is that okay, baby? I'm willing to do that. No, I'm not serious. Moon said in a devious voice, to help me. It sounds possible. But today's deployment is always too urgent. Let me stop paying this morning. And then we both laughed. And get ready to take a shower. Get dressed for a new beginning. Noon that day, at a luxury restaurant in the city center. In a private room. With a dining table that's very eye-catching. Duk and Moon are waiting for someone. I'm sitting and talking to Moon. There was a woman of high light, with a cold face in front of them. When the moon returned, the woman laughed. A little nod. And the moon hurriedly pulled up the chair and stood up. I guess this is the person that the moon is waiting for. Stand up and bow politely. That woman is Van, director of bank branch, where Noyet company is borrowing. I was fortunate to know her through the golf club. You've known each other for a long time, but it's been business lately. So we're a little close. After the presentation is over, 3 people sat at the table, just enjoying the food that Mrs. as well as sipping premium wine. They say enough things from gold-playing stories to real estate projects. It's also about economics. Germany knows nothing about gold, so sometimes we get into questions that are kind of naive. Make 2 women laugh too. Mrs. Van said to Mrs. Noyet, "This trip back must send the staff to study more gold again." And then all of them laughed and laughed. Germany knows that she is an important person. The future of the company is coming. Be extremely polite. I sometimes use 2 hands to pick up food for 2 people. It makes her scream. Mrs. Moon has a very polite staff. I can't believe you did it under the permission of your subordinates. Germany laughed humbly. Just answered Mrs. with a voice that couldn't be softer. Are eating happily. Mrs. Moon came out to answer the phone. The rest of Germany and Mrs. Van sat together. You are beautiful. I can't even guess your age. Germany just said to raise a glass to Mrs. Van. You are so good at talking, you are old. He raised his glass and answered Germany, 2 cheeks slightly hidden up. The 2 of them complimented each other for a while. Then she turned to the sea and said, I have to play with Germany because I have urgent work. He then turned to Germany. I sit with you and help you. I said hello to the 2 of you and left. It's like something is urgent. There are 2 people, a man and a woman, sitting together, in a private circle. The German laughed and said, I don't know what's so urgent. Say a toast and break the silence. He drank with Germany and asked, You are so handsome, you must have a lover. You are still funny single. Germany laughed softly and replied, That's too much for Miss Theo. He laughed back, and Germany broke the silence. They both started laughing harder. Talk to each other not too seriously, but still not too obscene. Talk for a while. Then Ms. Van rubbed her head and she was dizzy. German made nervous face asked, Do you have saw? No, I just drank a little too much. I said, I have a headache. Let Germany take you back. I don't mind leaving you alone like this. Germany said while looking at the clam. If you don't mind, Germany will help you. Is Germany drunk? Smiling, she replied, No, I don't know. Germany just answered and picked it up. They both left the car and let Germany wait. He came out of the restaurant and asked, Where to take home? Can you find a place to get drunk and go home? Germany is just a little drunk. He gave me the green light, so I asked the German. So I took you to the motel recently to sleep. I'll get some sleep in there. I promise I'll let you sleep. He laughed and replied to Germany. Germany knows this fish has bitten. Just take it straight to the motel. Get a room and go up. Think of German life like a prince. Just enjoy the heavy ladies. Who would expect to see ghosts at night? The ghost here is a strange disease. Germany's younger brother is naturally clueless. There's a lot of damage. Different size to small. Germany came to the company to work and stood still. There was also a terrible smell. Not only that, Mrs. Moon and Mrs. Lin. Mrs. Lan also has the same expression. For loss of self-confidence shame, he quit his job at the company for medical treatment. Afraid of being discovered, German secretly went to examine leaves in a garden wolf. It makes the disease worse. When I couldn't take it anymore, I went to the doctor. He regretted his excessive playfulness. With too many women at the same time, it's time to get married. You don't have the right to be a father. You do 7 exits of the company 10 billion. If you can't pay it off soon, you can sit up. I heard my husband say bad news. It sounds like lightning hitting your ears. Startled for a long time. Yen's husband is a very talented person. Just like a husband loves his wife because she loves her husband for money. Your work is very good. You're young and you've got garage money. Even though her husband is rich, she still works as an office for fun. I saw you sitting on your knees today. And say those words that make Yen the 7 gods. So much for husband. Yen holding her husband's hand patted. So now I'm breaking up and I'll take all your debt. Husband oatmeal. No, I'm looking for a way to borrow. I advise you to be really worried. If you don't leave, I'll be poor, I'll never suffer. Yen is determined, 12 Dwarfs girls part. The chicken is happy with her husband. Yen is a sharp girl who knows how many men pursue. But she just fell in love with her talented husband. Your husband has a hard time getting along. Beautiful and ingenious nests. The rich son of a smart teacher. Face white swallow nose high white skin. You are really beautiful. Now you have to worry about 10. You know where the sword is. She and her husband are temporarily undisclosed. Then ask someone familiar. You can sell the whole house to make money. You're on fire now. The next day, her husband told her not to worry. I'll find a way. You smell on my cheek. I love you so much. The fate of the poor and the rich is unknown. You just left. After an hour, the doorbell rings. Hurry and open the door. In front of the house is her husband's subordinate. Nam, according to the words of her husband Yen, is a little talkative. Have lice advance. No wife. He is also quite handsome and gets a job in the office. He likes Nam very much. Hurry up and invite Nam into the house. Man wearing a black t-shirt tall. The student's face is easy to cause good sympathy. After drinking water, Nam opened his mouth. Ms. Yen calculated SAO about the 10 billion. Nam stared at Yen. SAO Uncle Nam knew. Ben looked at Nam. I am your subordinate. He's keeping it a secret. But I know that soon the whole company will know. If you can't make it up, it's going to be a stone house sooner or later. I cry because this is so painful. You're calm. It's not there. Nam suddenly rubbed Yen's head. No, why did Yen hurry to keep her head lightly to avoid Nam's hand? I told you I was going to sell the house quickly. If you sell quickly, the price will drop. It's not enough to make up as much as you can. Man smirked, but you got a real way. The eyes of the bird suddenly lit up, making the south more numerous. I will lend you 10 billion, Nam calmly replied. It's like a drowning man grabbing a stake. You're happy to make your cheeks red. Watery eyes make the nest more beautiful than ever. Of course, Nam looked at Yen. Thank you, but I saw your eyes turn away. There's a small condition. The smiling man is nervous. If the conditions are simple, then everything is done. I want to love you once, that's all. 10 billion or your husband has to go to the calendar. Nam looked at Yen and said frankly. Yen startled to look at Nam. She is extremely surprised. Think carefully. Do you love your husband? Your husband went into the stone house. Are you hurt? Dear sister, send money immediately. Nam looked at Yen. At this time she bent her head down on the table. Yen is struggling to think this is impossible. You love your husband, only your husband can touch you. It's the opposite of moral law. But your husband needs 10 billion, too much money for you. That's what Sao Nam suggested. I'm worth 10 billion or so. That's a lot of money. Hey, don't. Yen then burst into tears. 10 billion or go to the camp. Nam also said to startle Bird and surprise. Sister, you are so beautiful, I can't bear to love you. Don't be like that. Uncle Nam is enough. The bird breathes cowardly, not quickly, not in a hurry, very relaxed. It is very beautiful. Nam only looked once and was fascinated. I love to see the tears come back. It flows from Yen's two closed eyes. It's painful and humiliating, but Yen doesn't know how to fight back. Clenched his teeth. I pray that this nightmare will pass quickly. There's a sales phone next door. When she looked over, her husband called out. She wants to cry. Yen, listen to me, but it must be secret if it turns out that you and I aren't alone. No, you're finished, you're going to pay. She breathes and says she doesn't want to hear it. I want you to hear. Male fit with phone open speaker. While the bird startled. Hello, Yen. Yen's husband in the speaker said Yen muffled. This is my stomach. She wanted to cry but was afraid her husband would know. Why are you crying? I love you. The husband cares. Oh my God, why are you? Come on, I'm telling you I'm kidding you. It was a joke. My husband laughed and said, oh my God. Cho Nam Nest. I don't owe you $10 billion. I tried you a little. No. I was startled to say yes. No. He's not your subordinate. No. Tell me you owe me 10 billion. No. See if you leave me. I love you. I know you're always with me. You should have said it tomorrow. But I feel so sorry for you, wife. Your husband can joke about that. Yen suddenly cried loudly. It's all because of Nam. Oh my God, he told me that his husband had a problem, and he came to me and agreed. I hate this guy to the extreme. Don't cry, I'm done. I'll buy a present soon. I'm sorry. I love my wife. Male with hand then press off the call. Yen looked at Nam with orange eyes. She wanted to give him one. Then you lied to me. Will you stop now, Yen? Just 2 minutes and I will take all the responsibility. Just 1 minute, 2 minutes, it's impossible. Close your eyes and try to endure. I thought it was like Nam said that 2 minutes was the end of the scale. I spent 5 minutes with my husband every time. There must have been 15 minutes. Maybe a minute or 2 more. At that time, Yen and Nam will say a word. You will sue and make him pay. It's a very expensive price because everything has happened. But life is not that simple. 7 minutes passed. You have regained a familiar feeling. With husband. Appeared this time, then tried to use his mind. Determined not to acknowledge this strange feeling. But I can't hear it anymore. This is what Jen has wanted for so long. Even if Nam has a trick, Yen naturally liked the Southern Bridge Library. Sweaty people are staring at Yen. Please Nam, forgive me. What did you whisper? Change the address. Sister, please don't lie down like that. I'm scared of my husband. Now I just need you. If you say that, let me come back often. Male recommended yes. Yen said in a hurry. As if Nam changed his mind, it is also a crime for Cho Yen. A real decent girl. From childhood to adulthood, there is only one man. That's my husband. But now they are controlled. It's a different man with new feelings. Plus the brute force. The opposite of her husband. That makes Yen enchanted. The part of Yen that tried to hide is now exploding. Maybe it's been 45 minutes. It's quite a long time. Startled nest when I think of something in the room. Let's hope Nam has succeeded. This is the corn boss's fire gamble. It's trying wife and taking risks. Important key. That's why I can't forget this night. This is a very small task in life. If you do it, you can eat it. Das a lot. Nam succeeded. The beautiful swallow sa nun was drunk. Nam like a cigarette poured. You are usually here. Ben's husband came back to see that his wife was sad. It's better than a husband hugging his wife. She's laughing. Yen happy husband, Yen happy family happy. Maybe that's all it takes. Ladies and gentlemen, old audience, please close the story here. Thank you for listening. Hello, goodbye, and see you in the next stories.